the impact of COVID on mental health of children who are struggling with anxiety, isolation, even stress. Experts and doctors are now saying that there is a rise in number of kids coming to hospitals and OPDs with mental health issues. Children, they say, are isolated at home and are craving for normalcy.
For almost a year and a half in the pandemic, childhood has been imprisoned. The second wave tightened social restrictions and the fear of the third wave has extended this indefinitely. This virus has taken its toll on the mental health of our children. Many of them are now seeing doctors.
Before this COVID, जो भी हम लोग mental health evaluate करते थे बच्चों में, behavioral issues, autism, hyperactivity, different behavioral problems, all we hardly used to see. Once in 3 months में hardly 2-3 kids. Now every week we are seeing 1 or 2 kids in our OPD.
Different बच्चे different समस्याओं के साथ आते हैं. जैसे आप देखो कि बहुत छोटे बच्चे हैं, उन्होंने अपने इंडोर लाइफस्टाइल की वजह से बाकी कुछ देखा ही नहीं है. कुछ बच्चे हैं जिनको स्ट्रेंजर एंजाइटी जो हम कहते हैं, उन लोगों को यही नहीं पता कि बाकी लोगों से कैसे इंटरेक्ट करना है. उन्होंने माँ बाप को छोड़कर सबसे इतना ज़्यादा डरना शुरू कर दिया है कि बच्चे किसी से घुल मिल नहीं पा रहे हैं. उनसे थोड़े बड़े बच्चे जिनको पता है कि जो स्कूल क्या होती है, स्कूल वो जाते थे, उनका सडनली बंद हो गया. वो अब धीरे धीरे इंडोर लाइफस्टाइल को सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छे से अडेप्ट कर पा रहे हैं. पर उनमें दूसरी प्रॉब्लम चल रही है क्योंकि उनकी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी बंद हो गई. इस वजह से अब उनको कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो रहा है, वो लोग ओबेस हुए जा रहे हैं. उनसे जो बड़े बच्चे हैं उनको अपने करियर की चिंता हो रही है. कुछ उनमें से ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने अपने माँ बाप को खोया है.
The epidemic has orphaned many children. Their young eyes have seen the deaths of family members close at hand, and this has had an impact on their impressionable minds in unimaginable ways.
कुछ बच्चों में फर्स्ट वेव से ज़्यादा डिप्रेशन के लक्षण दिखाई देने लगे थे और डिप्रेशन के बाद में एंजाइटी सिम्टम्स, फिर उसके बाद में PTSD के कुछ सिम्टम्स जैसे पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर. अगर किसी के घर में अगर डेथ हुआ है तो डेथ के बाद में जो छोटे बच्चे होते हैं उन्हें तो डेथ का मीनिंग मालूम नहीं, लेकिन उनको बताते हुए, उनको समझाते हुए भी पेरेंट्स को परेशानी हो रही थी.
ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो अपने आप से आपको आके बताए कि मुझे ये तकलीफ़ हो रही है या मुझे ये दिक्कत है. तो इसमें पेरेंट्स का एक इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल होता है कि वो आइडेंटिफाई करे कि ऐसे कौन कौन से सिम्टम्स है जिसका ध्यान हमें रखना चाहिए. जैसे कि अगर बच्चा जो एक्टिविटी कर रहा है या जो पहले अच्छे से कर पाता था, अभी उसमें उसको इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, शांत रहता है, चुप चुप रहता है, अकेला रहता है बच्चा, घुलना मिलना उसको अभी नहीं पसंद आ रहा है, या बार बार बच्चा बोल रहा है कि मेरा मन नहीं लग रहा है, मन नहीं लग रहा है, मूड स्विंग ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं, उदासी ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है, गुस्सा ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है. ये सारी चीज़ें हैं जो एज अ पेरेंट्स हम घर में नोटिस करें और उसको हम अप्रोप्रिएटली डील कर सकें.
Life for these children imprisoned in the four walls of their homes is now lived through the virtual medium. Schools are online, playmates are online, and a playful, carefree childhood is not possible at the moment as this virus is still around.
Very good.
With Pooja Bharadwaj in Mumbai, Sana Marwaha for NDTV.
All right, joining us to discuss the mental health issues among kids this evening is Dr. P.S. Narang, Associate Director of the Pediatric Department at the Max Healthcare, and Manisha Massey, a counseling psychologist and a mental health expert. Thank you for joining us this evening. Dr. Narang, to you first. As we saw in this report, there is a rise in number of children reporting mental health issues now. There is lack of physical activity. There is no meeting of friends, at least no physical meeting of friends. There is lack of social cohesion. How has all this impacted children's physical and mental well-being?
Very well said, Rohit. I mean, the thing is, first of all, health is the well-being of physical, mental, and social. If we talk about the physical, they are lacking the exercise. And we talk about the mental, not going out, stuck to the school is not possible now.
Yes.
You know, and the third thing is the mental. You know, right from the morning, the word corona, if I spell it in Hindi, parents get up in the morning, say to the child, calm corona, पढ़ाई करो ना, exercise करो ना, ये ना करो, वो ना करो. They are hearing this all the time. We have to channelize their energy in a very proper manner, and we have to listen to what they feel from inside. Parents can do a lot, as mood swings need to be identified, and they need to keep their children busy.
Right.
And not only studies, but other activities need to be addressed simultaneously.
Yes. Ms. Massey, children of different age groups are facing different problems. Little children are, for example, afraid of the outside world. Older children are suffering from anxiety. That's what experts are saying about their career and education. What would you say to these children?
I would actually speak to the parents before I speak to the children, because children end up replicating the language that they hear at home. So the more fear that they observe in the families, and fear is normal, right? We need to also normalize the fact that what's happening all around us, it is causing fear. What do we do about that? How do we manage that? So parents need to have a conversation, an open conversation with the children about reassuring them that first of all, their feelings are valid. How do we deal with these feelings is something that we're going to look into. How do we regulate these emotions? So with younger children and the older children, various stakeholders who are at this moment in their lives, which includes their teachers and their educators, as well as their parents and the elders in their lives, it is important for them to come together and have this similar language of acceptance and reassurance that this is exactly what's going on. This is how we deal with it. Your feelings are valid. This is how we're going to deal with your educational barriers, or rather educational challenges that we are facing. Your careers, whenever the career concerns are there, teachers need to come together to be able to talk to the children about it. So mental health experts, again, schools need to have mental health experts who are dealing with the children, who are talking to the children and creating safe spaces for the children to know that no matter what happens, there is a safe space for them to be able to work through it.
So acceptance and reassurance, those are important words there. Dr. Narang, many kids have seen deaths in the family during this, particularly the second wave of COVID. How do parents help children during this time?
Well, very serious issue has occurred, and a lot of children actually don't speak. They just go quiet, and they don't talk. I mean, especially, younger children are very much attached to the grandparents, and losing any grandparent or parents, they have really produced such an effect that it is causing a huge anxiety in them.
Yes.
I mean, even up to the extent, anybody falls ill in the family, they just presume now he is going to die.
Yes.
So
how do we navigate that, sir?
So talking to them, I mean, what has happened for the age factor and so on. Obviously, they need to know why he has died or why she has died. So never try to sort of say that they're gone somewhere, they will come back. They understand what is death, what is not a death. Very, very young children, sometimes you need to tell them they've gone to the God and become a star, and now you can talk to them through whatever you are doing. Say, for example, a grandmother has died. So I tell the children, okay, your grandmother was very nice. She used to discipline you. She used to like you when you are very well dressed. She liked to like you when you do proper studies. So when you do proper study, remain good boy or a good girl, your mother or grandmother will be happy. So they can still see you, they can still feel you. So these are the things, and time is the best healer. I mean, slowly they will heal. I mean, it's a real mental stress to all of them.
Right. Ms. Massey, what happens when everything indeed starts to become normal? Will there be a concern of children not being able to mix up with others?
I feel that there would be initially, but if this is something that we are preempting, we need to find measures in order for them to be brought back into the whatever the normal will look like, after the dust settles. So again, Stakeholders need to talk to them. Right now, while the children are still grieving, as Dr. Narang just talked about, while the children are grieving, this is a very important process for them to be able to understand how the grief process works through, process it well, heal in this process again, and then be able to come back into the society, whatever that's going to look like, and know that it's going to be difficult for them, it's going to be anxiety inducing, but they have a support system that they can fall back on. Support system of their counselors, support system of their parents, support system of their educators is something that the children need to be assured of, that even if it is difficult to be assimilated, it is important for you to know that you have people who have your back, who are supporting you, and whatever it is that you're feeling, it's not a failure. It is important to be able to hear that from people in their lives.
Right. One final question to you, Dr. Narang. When do parents and the older children know that they need professional help? What are the signs that we have to look out for?
Really speaking, never ignore whatever you think. When a lot of parents come to me, if बच्चों को क्या anxiety है, they are not the earning members. For a child, small, if you take his sweet from him, even that is an anxiety for him. So whenever there is an anxiety, you must address and never think that they're going to be normal on its own. Talk to them in a very, very cohesive manner, so much so that they should never hide their fear or anxiety. So whatever you do, the children are like a normal human being. They are the best psychologists. You give them the hug, you give them the love, you talk to them, they actually will listen to you more carefully and more patient.
All right, Dr. Narang and Ms. Massey, thanks very much for joining us with your perspective on this really concerning story. Amit.